Good morning. You ever get afraid? A person of faith afraid? Do you ever fear? I'm going to talk about that in just a second. You know what? Sometimes I have a little trouble with fear. I'm generally not a person who worries. I try not to, but there's occasional times that, worry just does creep into our lives. As my children get older and they go about their way and they take trips and they get on airplanes or they drive across the country or they go somewhere, I find myself going, I cannot wait to hear from them to know that they've arrived safely. It's not that I don't have faith in God. It's not that I don't believe that everything will be okay. It's just that I know that in this fallen world that we live in, there's always that possibility that any of us at any time, something could happen to us. And that's scary. There's a lot of people that are afraid of death. They call that necrophobia, being scared to death of death. And I think we all have that healthy fear that preserves us and keeps us from doing stupid things. However, sometimes people obsess over it. All parents have to go through that change in their lives where their children get their driver's license or their children start going off to work and doing their own things and making their own decisions. Yesterday was my youngest daughter's 21st birthday. And all the rights and responsibilities that come with that are there. And all the options, both for good and ill, are all open. I just have to trust that she has chosen the right things to do. It's difficult. Sometimes we just have to let go. Some friends of mine that are Christians also, we talk about that daggone thing called free will. We all have it, and sometimes we make bad decisions. But how do we deal with that? Well, bad things can happen, but we can allow ourselves to become paralyzed by fear. And fear is a liar, and Satan uses fear to cripple us. We can allow fear to dominate our lives to the point that we don't enjoy our lives. Certainly, there's a reason to have a healthy respect for things. However, Christ wants us to live the time that he gives us to the fullest. He wants us to serve him. He wants us to share in our experiences and be kind to each other and all of these things that are out there. And there's works arranged for us to do. And sometimes what we really are fearing are things that are not in our control. I'm not flying the airplane. Maybe I'm not driving the car. I'm not there on the trip. But God is. And his will be done. And we are to accept it, and we are to move forward in life. We are not to allow fear to keep us from living for him. And it's hard, even for those who have great and wondrous faith, even for those that trust God completely. It is difficult to not sometimes be afraid or to worry. But I can tell you this, that the steps of a righteous man are ordered by the Lord, and that he is the living and the true God of the universe. And he will watch over us, and he will care for us within the structure of his will. And I guess that's all we need to hold on to. And the important thing is if we know him, no matter what happens to us personally, if we know Christ, everything's going to be all right. I pray you know him. I pray your family knows him. It makes things and it makes fear a lot more bearable. Have a great day. Be kind to each other. See you next time.